though, let's turn over to the NFC now. I mentioned more of a blood feud type rivalry. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll, even going back to their college days, no love lost there. So, Howard and Sean, I'll ask you guys first. You're preparing for a game against a divisional rival, one that you don't particularly like, but also one that you've already seen twice this season and split with. How does this change the preparation?
It changes a big, because what they got to do now, they got to go in and go back and do some self-diagnosis. They got to look at everything they've done, check every tendency, know what they're going to do the best, and know they're going to try to stop it. That familiarity is the hardest thing to prepare for when you're playing. When you're playing against a group of guys that, hey, look, we may have seen them one time in the last 2 or 3 years, we never see them, it's tough. But when you're preparing for guys that you see every week, it's really tough.
The familiarity, I think, is what makes these things so great. As you said, they've played each other twice. They play each other twice a year. They know a lot about each other, and for the most part, that leads to why it will be a good game. It should be outstanding, and like you said, you throw in with the coaches there that it should be a great game. I mean, I didn't think San Francisco could beat Carolina yesterday, but they did, and let's see what happens.
Here's a little nugget for you real quick in regard to San Francisco. A lot of people aren't aware of this, that Eric Mangini is working with the San Francisco 49ers, and not on the defensive side of the ball. He's working on the offensive side of the ball to give and help Colin Kaepernick understand defenses and how they're adjusting to that read option play. Now, this will be the 3rd time that they're going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Mangini, known as a defensive genius, how will he help them the 3rd time around in regard to understanding what type of offense to bring to the table on Sunday?
Interesting behind the scenes there. Which team do you think looks more dominant going into this game? Because obviously the 49ers have won 8 in a row. They've made this late season push, but the Seahawks are the #1 seed and have the home field advantage for a reason.
Well, Seahawks defense is really strong. They're doing a great job. The problem they're having, I think, is Russell Wilson. I think they figured out that if you can kind of keep him in the pocket, he really can't see. I mean, he's a great athlete. He throws the ball well. He makes great decisions. But when he's stuck in the pocket, he's kind of trying to find a position to see a window so he can see where his receivers are. The receivers are open, and he's not getting the ball out. When you know that, that means he can't see where they are, and he's not anticipating able to let the ball go.
I mean, I agree with Howard as far as Seattle. They're the #1 seed. They earned that. But as far as who's the most dominant team, I mean, you mentioned 8 wins in a row, 2 wins on the road. These guys are rolling. I mean, I don't know how they could be more confident, feeling better about their game. And, certainly that will bode well for them. But I think absolutely right now, I don't know if you want to say mojo or whatever you want to say, San Francisco's got it.
And it's real, right? Anita, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big key here is Marshawn Lynch. And you're right. I think we've seen Russell Wilson really struggle as of late. You don't want to see him in 3rd and long situations where he's really going to have to really kind of look over those 6'2", 6'3" offensive linemen to try to find a target to complete the pass. And what we know about the San Francisco 49ers is that they're really good against the run. That's what I'm looking at. The San Francisco 49ers defense against Marshawn Lynch. And is he going to have success? And what type of 3rd down situation is Russell Wilson going to be in? I think that's going to dictate the game.
Well, historically, they've had a hard time against teams that really try to run the ball against them. San Francisco has. I mean, if you really say, okay, all's gone, I'm definitely going to run the ball, they have a hard time with that. They don't like that. They want to push you into the pass situation. They want to make you pass. And if you say, no, I'm still going to run it, they don't like it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see also Percy Harvin, who left the game twice with concussions. The wide receivers here, if he can even be back on the field and playing. And then also you have Michael Crabtree, who wasn't there in one of the first matchups. We got so many things to get to. It's going to be a lot of fun with you guys, the 2 of you, putting together a special party. Not your average party, because you're going to have some pretty special guests there. Tell us about it.
Well, they call it the catch party, and people who know NFL history remember that phrase, the catch, is the great pass from Joe Montana to Dwight Clark to put them in the Super Bowl back in 1981. A lot of people might not have been born at that time, but that's still a great catch.
Thank you so much, Sean. That was nice of you if you were talking about
me. We still see a lot of highlights of it, and we're going to have those 2 guys at our event. And especially if San Francisco gets in the Super Bowl here, that'll make it even more special. But Howard and I are very much looking forward to being there, and we hope everyone will come out and have a great time watching the game with us.
Yeah, sounds fun, right?
It's going to be a lot of fun. But over there, Edison, I think it's the Edison.
Edison Ballroom, that's
Edison
correct.
Ballroom, great on 47th there. I'm looking forward to going in. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to bring my son or not, because he's like, Joe Montana may be just a little bit beyond him. If not, I'll have some guys come in with me. It's going to be a great time. We're looking forward to it. It's always fun to go watch a game in a lively atmosphere.